All right, we are going to be problem solving with systems of equations. The last lesson we did was problem solving with systems. So what we did was step 1, define the variables. The variables are what's being asked. So it's going to ask you, what is this? What is that? Identify those variables, write them down. And then step 2 will be to write your equation. Step 3 will be to solve your system. So it could be graphing, it could be table, it could be matrices. Step 4 will be to write your answer in a sentence, relate it back to the situation. Then the last thing you'll do is check and make sure it makes sense. So y'all started this, and so we are going to go over it together. So let's look at it. So number 1 says, Joey decides to empty his piggy bank and count his money. His bank is filled with only nickels and dimes. Joey counted a total of 45 coins, so underline or highlight important information. And then it adds up to $3.15. How many nickels or how many dimes does he have in his piggy bank? First thing you need to do is define your variables. So it's what is being asked. So the two things it's being asked for is nickels and dimes. So N will be nickels. D is for dimes. Then we need to write 2 equations that go along with that. So one of them can be quantity, like how many of each, and then the other one can be the value. So you got to look and see what's the quantity. Quantity and value. So value is the amount of money. Quantity is how many coins. So this was similar to example 2 in our notes. If you didn't do example 1 and 2 from these notes, because you weren't here, you need to make sure you watch the video and do the notes. So on this one, it was dimes and quarters. So quantity was represented by dimes plus quarters gives us 30. So there's 30 dimes and quarters. This next one, it says there's 45, but we're talking about nickels and dimes this time. So our equation will be nickels plus dimes gives us 45. And then the value is how much money. So we know that it's a total of $3.15. So these two need to be money attached to a nickel or being multiplied by the nickel, because that's how you find out how much money you have. You multiply your amount of money times how many nickels you have. How much is a nickel worth? 5 cents. How do we write that as a decimal? 0.05. Yeah. That was something that a lot of people messed up on. They would just want to put 0.5. If you do 0.5, that's represented as 50 cents. And then a dime is 10 cents, so 0.10. In order to solve this system, you can solve it by using your matrix. So it's N, and then column 2 is D. Column 3 is like whatever it equals some number. So the first one, the coefficients are 1N, 1D equals 45. So then the next one is the value. So you put 0.05, 0.10, $3.15. So hopefully you remember the steps. If you don't, you need to look back at the matrix notes that we did that gave us step by step how to do the matrices. So start with second matrix. And it gives us options. So we need to go over to math. And then go to the RREF. Not just REF, RREF. You should be doing this in a calculator, not just sitting there looking. There's calculator. And then do alpha zoom and a 2x3 matrix. Then plug in your entry. So 1, 1, 45, 0.05, 0.10, and 315. Show the people at your table that you did it. If you didn't do it now. If you need help, ask for help. All right, so whenever you push enter, make sure to write what you get as your output. So I'm going to write it directly underneath. Okay, so we got 27 and 18, but we've got to decide what that actually means. We have two variables. So this was n, and this is d, and equals a number. If I were to convert this back into the standard form equation, that's say 1n plus 0d equals 27. Because that's how standard form works within a matrix. 0d doesn't mean anything. So this really just means 1n equals 27 or n equals 27. And then 0n plus 1d is the variable for this column equals 18. 0n doesn't make any difference. The 1 in front of the d doesn't make any difference. We're just left with d equals 18. So we have our two variables. Nickels is 27. Dimes is 18. So we need to write our answer in a sentence form. How many nickels and how many dimes?
27 nickels and 18 dollars.
There we go. Joey has 27 nickels and 18 dimes. The last thing you'd want to check, just that it makes sense. So they said we have a total of 45 coins. We can check that just by adding them together. 27 plus 18, it's 45. And then the other thing you would check and make sure it equals the amount of money. So 5 cents times the 27 nickels that we have plus the 18 dimes that we have times 10 cents gives us a total of $3.15. So that means we did it correctly. Okay, the second one.
Oh my God.
All right. Glowing Candles is hosting a one-day sale on Saturday. The first promotion allows customers to purchase 6 small candles and 2 large candles for $28. The second one allows us to purchase 2 small and 6 large for $36. So I want you to set it up and solve. You're going to work on this with your table group. Once you finish, I'm going to come around and check it, and then I'll give you the assignment to work on. Okay, so this tells us or asks us what's the price for one small and one large. So we can use S for price of small candle. And we can use L for price of large candle. Stop. I know. We can also use a lowercase l because sometimes L looks like a 1. So if we have 6 small and 2 large, we're going to set it up as 6 times the price of the small, so 6S, plus 2 times the price of a large costs 28. So we add them up to give us 28. Then we have 2 small and 6 large. So 2S plus 6L gives us 36. So we have 2 different promotions. We have promo 1 and promotion 2. So that's how these were set up this time instead of quantity and value. So once you find your equations, you can set up your matrix. And your solution should look like this whenever you put it in your matrix. So the only thing that you're going to fill in is those last 2, which will tell you if this is S and L, then this is S and this is L. So go ahead and put that in the matrix if you have not already done so. So whenever you put it in, it should come out like this. So that tells us that the small candle is $3 and the large candle is $5. So write your answer in words. So a way you could write that is the promotional price for a small candle is $3. The price for a large candle is $5. I'm going to pass out your assignment that you're going to work on for the rest of the class period. There was one mistake on here. H shouldn't have been here. It should be here. Where the heart is. See, that's what makes it Valentine's Eve.
So 1 heart?
Yeah, 1 heart. It's like a tree. All right. So this 8 is not there. It's actually out here. I think that's the only mistake. It's just the way it was printed. 2 is that one. So just fix that one little mistake. All right, let's look at the front. Solve each problem using the given directions. Find your answer in one of the 3 answer columns. On the next page, find each problem number and color that section using the color indicated by the correct answer to that question. So your showing work here is what your equations are. So we'll look at the first one. Mike purchased 3 DVDs and 14 video games for $203. Nick went to the same store and bought 11 DVDs and 11 video games for $220. How much is each video game and each DVD? So in the question, it tells you what your variables should be. It says how much is each video game and each DVD? So we can use D for the price of the DVD. And then V for the price for the video game. So you have what Mike purchased and what Nick purchased, and you can write those as 2 different equations. So the Mike equation would be 3 DVDs and 4 video games. So 14, and 14V equals 203. And then we have Nick, and it'd be 11 DVDs and 11 video games for 220. So as long as they're in the same order, D, V equals a number, we can set it up in the matrix. We can solve it now that we have a matrix. So you'll find out what the DVDs are and what the video games are. Okay, all of these are the same except for one. So I've already helped you get this set up. You can solve that one. I want you to pause on that. And let's go to number 4. One gym charges $40 per month and $3 per exercise class. Another gym charges $20 a month and $8 per exercise class. After how many exercise classes will the monthly cost be the same, and what will that cost be? So we're only talking about monthly costs. So that's just 1 month. So our variable is after how many exercise classes. So we're going to say X is number of classes. I guess we could have used C. And then our other variable would be your cost. We're going to say Y is our cost. Total cost. So we're actually going to write these in Y equals form. So one gym charges $40 per month, $3 per exercise class. We're only talking about 1 month. So we put the variable with classes. So one gym, so Y equals $3 per exercise class, so 3x, plus the monthly fee. Another gym charges $8 per exercise class and $20 per month. Remember, we're only talking about 1 month. So X goes with the 8. So we have our equation set up. Now we're just asked, where are they the same? So we're going to look for the intersection. So these are both written in Y equals form. So the easiest way to do this one is to look at the graph or the table and find out where they are the same. So is it 8 classes, 4 classes, 12 classes? And what is the matching cost? Use your calculator. Okay, so you have the rest of the class period to work on this assignment.